Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda. I'm a small reseller. I sell on eBay, I sell on Niknax, and as of recently, I also sell on Whatnot. As of yesterday, I also signed up to become a Whatnot ambassador. Yeah, I'll be telling you guys a little bit about Whatnot, showing you some stuff. I'll have some videos coming up with that, but I do have a live sale scheduled for tonight at 7. I'm going to try to have this video out before then. I'm running a little bit behind today. Things have literally been frozen until about today here, so it's been fun. But anyway, I have a few things pulled that I'm going to be getting listed on eBay and Niknax, and also a little bit of it I'll be adding to my Whatnot sale tonight. And I'll go up and show you guys again, you know, just a little bit of what I have available for Whatnot. So we'll get started. All right, I figured we could start out with this piece here. This is a made in Japan ceramic or kind of earthenware, really, more art pottery. It's fairly abstract, but it's got some good color and stuff on it. There is crazing. I don't know how well you guys can see that on there, but there is crazing to it, but no chips or cracks or anything that I'm aware of. It's kind of this majolica sort of style. It's a cute little piece. I want to say it was 4.5 or 5 inches tall and maybe 4 inches wide. So I'll be adding that to my Whatnot sale for tonight, I think. But this piece probably dates around 30s or 40s, I think, somewhere around there. A piece like this one, I would expect on eBay to do maybe $12 to $18, something like that. On Whatnot, I don't know. I'll probably start it at, you know, $4 and see what it does. Kind of go from there. But definitely a cute piece that needs a new home. And spring's coming up. It doesn't feel like it, but spring's coming up. So I'm going to start unloading some of the planters and vases and things like that here soon. All right, this one is ridiculously heavy. And I can't imagine a drink in it because like it already weighs like 3 pounds or something close to that. But this is a vintage Las Vegas Tropicana. So it says Luminark USA. I guess he's a parrot, but there's no damage to him or anything. I know I didn't pick this up on my own, like in a thrift store or anything. So I think he came extra in a lot, but I mean, he's cool looking. I'm not sure. Is the Tropicana still there?
Well, the Tropicana Las Vegas opened in 1957, over 6 decades ago, and it remains one of the longest standing strip properties.
That's right. Now the Oakland A's are eyeing the land for their new ballpark. Our Brian Horwath found out not everyone is on board with the late inning proposal.
Hardly any casino hotels on the strip are as old as the Tropicana Las Vegas, but its era may soon be coming to an end. If the Oakland A's decide on this site for a new ballpark, this could soon be a big pile of rubble. Tony Fields visits Las Vegas several times a year. On this trip, he and his wife are staying at the Tropicana, a destination he says he doesn't want to be torn down to make way for a new Oakland A's ballpark.
The Tropicana is a landmark. And landmarks, you don't tear down landmarks, you know.
The Tropicana, a 3-story hotel structure, opened nearly 70 years ago on the south end of the Strip. Las Vegas native and real estate developer Lorenzo Dumani remembers it fondly. His father and uncle owned it for a time in the 1970s.
In order for it to be successful, they needed to modernize it, so they built the high-rise, which is that building there, although in those days it was beautiful.
Dumani says celebrities were frequent guests. Even sports icon Muhammad Ali used to train in the hotel's showroom.
So Muhammad would do like a training camp slash comedy act. He had the boxing ring on top of the stage. He'd train. They charge $5 or $10 a head.
Despite the memories, Dumani says he wouldn't mind seeing the property raised.
It went from a class act that was probably the nicest on the strip in the 70s to what it is today, which is something that I think an implosion would help it.
So far, there's no solid plan for a ballpark.
We start with major developments in the Athletics relocation to Las Vegas. Thank you for joining us at 11. I'm Brian Loftus.
And I'm Denise Valdez. So new tonight, the 8 News Now investigators have confirmed that the Tropicana Hotel will be demolished to make way for a brand new stadium for the A's if everything goes through to bring them here.
Now, this coming from Jeremy Aguero, the head of applied analysis, who's working on the deal for the baseball club. He tells the 8 News Now investigators the site will be redeveloped moving forward. An official statement from Bally's has not been released as of now, but earlier today news broke that a binding agreement was reached for that property.
I haven't looked up comps on him yet. I did a long while back, you know, kind of when I first got him, and I think the comps that I found at that time were like around $30, $35 for him. So I'll see what I can find. If I find any, I will put him up here. I would, just because he's a Las Vegas and I think closed down, you know, hotel, casino, I would think that he would, you know, maybe do somewhere around $20, $30. I might be surprised. He might do more, but I don't know. I'll see what comps I can find. Put him up there for you. But he is heavy. Like I said, I can't imagine him with the drink and like, especially a couple drinks in, they're going to get messy real quick, I think. All right, so I have a set of these, and these people refer to as black glass. In reality, they are just an extremely opaque amethyst glass. And I have some pictures that I did with my, they call it a happy light. I don't know. It's just a really bright light. But I took with that so I could show you, because I held a flashlight to it and I can barely get it to come through to show you that they are in fact purple. But you'd never guess it. And it does take an extremely bright light in order to tell, because they otherwise look black. But these are L.E. Smith, and they're known as the Nymph Nym Faces, the dancing nymphs. But it's kind of this, you know, heart around them here, and then you have the two ladies here dancing, and it's sort of textured on here. There's no damage to either one of them. The feet are good on it. So they're marked on the bottom. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but so, you know, Valentine's Day's coming up, and I know black isn't usually like the color you think of with Valentine's Day, but I think they're really cool. And I love the fact that I have the set of them. And I think that's how they probably would have came originally, or should have, because they just, you know, they're kind of like urns, or, you know, that kind of thing. So just real pretty vases. No damage to them. Comp wise, I think that they go currently for around $20 to $30 a piece. So, you know, these are kind of heavy, and I plan on selling them as a set. So I don't think Whatnot's probably the best place for them. I'll probably put them on eBay and Niknax, and, you know, put them at $60, $50, and kind of see what they do. But like I said, with Valentine's Day coming up, I think these would be perfect. I don't know. Even if you put candles in them or something, or white and pink flowered, I don't know. They're just really pretty. You can dress them up, I think. Okay, these next ones I'm going to have to show you guys one at a time because I don't want to drop them. So we'll start with this one. I've briefly shown these before in a video, and what I didn't mention in that video, I realized, was that these are hand painted, entirely hand painted. And I'll put a photo from when I was taking photos, like close up of this, so you can kind of see the brush strokes in it. But wow. These are vintage, I don't think antique, vintage most likely, mugs or cups. And the gold on them is kind of worn, some more than others, you know, on the cups. Up here, I don't know, these may be Japan. I don't know if they would be considered Nippon. I can't find these anywhere. If anybody knows anything about these, please let me know. But I kind of think they're Japan. They're sort of lightweight. I want to say they're around 10 ounces each or so. And the very top rim part here, if you can tell on the ceramic, it's like not glazed. It's got gold trim up here. But wow. And I think that's a German Shepherd, I think. Looks tamer than mine, so I don't know. All right, this one here, I think would be a collie, maybe? A collie? And same thing, gold trim, same thing on the, you know, like ceramic rim. There's no crazing to them. So this one, the gold's more intact. Again, completely hand painted. And they're all identical red stamp on the bottom. I think I just heard snow fall off of something or an animal. I don't know. I mean, this dude, come on. Look at the face. Oh my God. What is he? Is that like a Pekingese? I don't know. I used to have a Pekingese poodle mix and he kind of had that like shorter snout. He kind of looked like this in the face, but his hair was different. His hair was more poodle-like. But same thing, gold trim on the rim. The gold on him's pretty good. Same base, but hand painted. I mean, just too cute. Okay, so this is the last one, and I saved him for last for a reason. Because he's still beautiful. The gold's intact on him, pretty good. But he's got this chip on the back of him. I mean, dang it. Of course he does. But I'm still going to include him in the lot. I planned on originally selling these guys all together. And now I was kind of thinking about it again, and I'm like, do I really want to sell them all together? Because, you know, it's kind of like those glass decoupage kind of plates that I have that, you know, one has a German Shepherd on it, one has like the white standard poodle. And, you know, I got those together. And I imagine the person who made them probably had one of each of those dogs, would be my assumption. But, you know, typically people, when they buy dog items, cat items, you know, things like that, they usually buy like their dog breed, their preferred dog breed. It either looks like a dog they currently have, or it's their favorite breed of dog. And so since each one of these are a different dog, I'm not sure if I should list them separately. But as cups, I don't know, since this guy's chipped, it technically is really a set of 3 instead of 4. So I don't know. I'm curious what your guys' thoughts would be on listing this. Because, you know, normally, you know, cups go together. But since each one of them have a different pupper on it, I don't know. I'm thinking it over. I'm curious what you guys would think. Or, you know, as a buyer, what would be your preference on it? I have no comps to show you guys on those. I have no idea what they would do. And because I can't find any like them, and I can't necessarily 100% ID them, I feel like they're probably Japan, but I'm not positive. And so that makes me want to put them to auction. But at the same time, I'm thinking I'll put them on Niknax and eBay. I don't know what I'll list them at yet. I think I might put it on there for $60 and see. I don't know. Maybe more. I don't know. I can't find any like them. And so it makes me want to put a higher number on them and work my way down rather than start way too low. So That's probably what I'll do. I'll throw a number up there that seems reasonable and hope that I'm somewhere in the ballpark of true value on them, and that somebody else wants, sees that value in them, because I think they're awesome. I'm tempted to keep them. That's how cool I think they are. They are so well done, and it's terrible that the hound dog one has a chip on him, but the painting on it is still 100% intact and looks great, and still be a great decor piece. So I'm still planning on selling him, and whether I sell him separately or sell them as a group of 4, I'm not sure on yet. Again, I'm curious what you guys your thoughts are on it, and but I'm anxious to get them listed and kind of see what they do. I think they're super cool and really just beautiful. All right, so this one here is an Art Deco glass bowl, and it is known as cloud glass, I believe, and it's this like green glass that has this amethyst cloud swirl in it. And on the base of it, if you can kind of see, it's got design here, like these little ridges on here. It's heavy glass, not marked. No chips, no cracks. Absolutely beautiful. It'd be a console bowl. You could use it as a flower or rose bowl or something too, I would think. But really, really awesome looking. I'm going to put a couple pictures up here of it that I took just to kind of show you guys. I did it with my light shining through it again, just to show you guys like the cloud part of it. And then I wanted to, where did I put it? Right here. I wanted to talk to you guys about who produced this glass. This is a George Davidson piece. And I have some info that I'm going to put up here and read along with you. So George Davidson founded the team's Flint Glass Works in 1867, which later became known as George Davidson and Company. In the 1880s, the company began producing pressed glass tableware such as milk glass, malachite or slag glass, and their famous Pearl Line range. In 1891, the factory was taken over by Thomas Davidson, George Davidson's son. During the 1920s, designs changed to reflect the new Art Deco trends. From 1923, Davidson began producing their hugely successful cloud glass range, created by applying streaks of dark-colored glass to paler glass, which created a random swirled clouded pattern. In 1931, Davidson brought out an opaque green glass range called Jade. When Thomas Davidson died in 1937, his nephew Claude Fraser became manager. In 1966, Davidson was taken over by Abrams, and the glassworks was renamed Brahma Teams Glassworks. The factory closed in 1987. So cloud glass is a form of pressed art glass created by applying streaks of dark colored glass to paler glass, which creates a random swirled clouded pattern. The cloud glass technique was invented by George Davidson and Co. in 1923 and has since been used by other glass companies, including Sowerby and Walther and Sohn. I don't know how you say that. So I thought I'd give you guys just a little bit of background information on who made this and stuff. So it is dated, to the 1920s, 30s, and just a really awesome piece of glass. I love the green in this. I have a hard time even calling it green. I mean, it's definitely green, but it's like, I don't know, it's a paler, as they said, green. It's just really cool, and it looks really, I don't know, it's like a sexy piece of glass. I don't know how else to really describe it. I just really like it. I couldn't find any current comps on this exact one, like this exact color scheme. And I'll put up one that's similar, like the same shape and everything, but a different color. I think it was more like an orange. I'm not sure what they called it. I want to say this one they named Topaz, if I remember right. I'm not sure, but Briar Topaz maybe. Anyway, But, you know, from what I was seeing on it, the comps that I found on George Davidson glass, it was sold in the UK, eBay in the UK. So in the US, there's just really not a lot of sold comps on it. The ones that I am seeing, personally, I feel like are really below value for it. I mean, I don't know. I think this is really beautiful. It's heavy. It's not one that I would likely put on Whatnot because it's a heavy piece of glass. How much did it weigh? Where's my papers? Let's see. It weighed about 2 pounds and 4 ounces. So I don't know that I would do it on Whatnot, but I'll definitely put it on eBay and Niknax. And, you know, I just think $12.99 and values like that I saw it selling for, I just feel like is way too low. I wouldn't think anything less than $30 on it, honestly, but I'm curious again what you guys, you know, think about that. I've not ever sold one of these before or have a lot of experience selling Davidson glass. So, you know, maybe there's something about it that I'm not aware of. And if any of you guys know, please drop it in the comments. Let me know. Okay, so this one, let me turn it around. This piece here is a covered sugar with the lid. Most of the design on here is like print transfer decal with hand painted accents. Some of the, like this part here looks like it's maybe hand painted. This part down here, I think is airbrush stenciled. And then it's got hand painted, like the piped on slip trail, gold slip trail kind of thing going on. And you can see it over here too on these orchids. But it looks just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. You can see the plant kind of extends back here. So bilateral handles. Lid on this guy is in good shape. He's got a little bit of fade to the gold, you know, as normal. This piece would date to the, you know, Art Nouveau period. So, I mean, it's early 1900s. He has a minor flaw, but given the fact that he's over 100 years old, I can kind of forgive it, I suppose. You don't really notice it. It blends in. It's been there a while. It's kind of almost the same color, this like pale yellow cream sort of color up here. But that's the only issue on it. I wish it wasn't there, but it is. Not enough for me to say not worth selling. It does impact the value though. Certainly does. So it's an RS pressure piece and it's got the hand painted on here. I'm not sure what, without damage, what he would sell for. I would think $30, $40, but I could be wrong. It could be less than that. With the damage, I would expect somewhere maybe around 20, give or take. Maybe a little bit less. I'm not sure. But I did want to show you guys, I pulled out my RS Prussia collector's book here. So you can see the RS Prussia mark there. RS Prussia wreath marks and exporter marks, circa mid 1880s to 1910. So that helps date this piece a little bit, I think. I think it feels very Art Nouveau. I would probably place it close to the 1900 mark, maybe slightly after, personally. If anybody has any additional insight or info to that, drop it in the comments for sure. All right, so these pieces I think are just kind of neat. I want to say these were maybe Bicentennial pieces produced in 76 maybe. They might be a little bit newer than that, but I feel like when I looked them up originally, that's what I'd found. So this one here says, Surrender of Cornwallis, John Turnbull. So, and it's a transfer print, you know, not hand painted or anything. Just a cool mug. And I don't know, I think I like putting things like this up if they're in good shape and everything. I think there's a collector market for it. Oh, I'm sorry. This one has a little bit of crazing towards the base, but I have two of these same ones And this one, the other one, is in great shape. There's no crazing at all on it that I found. So this one just has a little crazing on the exterior. The interior, I didn't see any crazing on. But just cool, you know, even decorative pieces. All right, so another similar cup, only this one is George Washington crossing the Delaware. And Amand Lutz, it says on the bottom there. So again, transfer print. No crazing on this one. Good shape, no chips or cracks. Oh, I think on one of these, this one that has the crazing, you know, down here, it does have a little flea bite or two on the base also. So again, not anything major, but still stuff I like to point out if I realize it anyway. This last one here is a little bit different. This one may be a little bit older, you know, probably 40s, 50s, but Impressed with USA. It's a Virginia State souvenir mug with the gold trim, and which is, it's intact for the most part. It's got a little bit of wear, specifically just to the rim of it up here, but overall it's in good shape. I don't see any crazing, no chips, no cracks, and I don't know if it'll focus in well enough for you, but it's got like University of Virginia, Natural Bridge, Fort Whitten, limestone cavern. So it's just got some of the like historic sites and stuff on there. You know, I'd imagine probably somewhere between $8 and $15-16, you know, for each one of them. And I think I'll sell them individually. They may go for a little bit less even than that, but off the top of my head, that's kind of where I think that we would be, is like 8 to 16 maybe per cup. All right, these next pieces I'm going to show you separately again because I don't want to, you know, drop them. We'll start with this one here. So it's a lidded teapot, and I'm going to go ahead and take the lid off, which lid is in good shape, no chips or cracks. It's kind of this wine color, you know, glaze here, and then it's transfer print decal with this like Greek classical, you know, scenes going on each one of these pieces. It's a teapot, cream, and sugar, and so you've got your Greek classical, and then it's this, the teapot's not marked. The other pieces have a mark on them though. No chips or cracks. The interior looks good. It does have a little bit of like gold fade right here, which, you know, kind of maybe in pictures can make it look like it's chipped or cracked, but there's no damage to the spout. You know, the glaze, the wine color out here is hand painted, and then this is like stenciled on or transfer print gold decal. And then of course in here is, like I said, decal, but they did go in, you know, on like some of this red stuff. They went in and hand painted over it. So they did add, you know, like down here, you can kind of tell if you look closely at it. And then it is marked here, A. Kaufman. The other side of it here is floral. And again, I think it's like a transfer decal, but with like hand painted embellishment on it. All right, so this is the creamer. And again, it's got the like Greek classical scenes going on. And you can see kind of like where the decal like folded over, or, you know, something like that. Just kind of error in the transfer print. Or maybe even smudging of when they hand painted. So you see what I mean? Like you can tell where they added on embellishment. But still hand painted out here with the gold stencil or transfer decal on there. And this one has the Beehive Mark, which we'll talk about that in a second. No damage out here. Really good shape. Really, really pretty. And same thing on each one of these. It has like a little bouquet of flowers on the opposite side with hand-painted embellishment over it. Okay, so here is the lidded sugar or covered sugar. transfer print decal, hand painted embellishment, and you see how you can just see, like, I don't know, it just looks like maybe error in the print or the decal. Same thing over here, floral bouquet. So on here, he is in great shape. There's no chips, no cracks, maybe a little, gold loss up here on the handles, but this one's also marked. I wanted to show you guys on here though. So this piece has the Beehive Mark, but then it also has this impressed, and you can't really feel it with your finger too much. You just can see it. But this impressed mark on here too. All right, I wanted to show you guys the lid on here. This is the heartbreak part, but I'm still selling it. I don't think it does affect the value on it, but it's not enough that makes me say, oh, I'm just not going to sell that since it's, the lid. And I think if you're gentle with it, the lid will still last you quite a while. But it does have, it looks like maybe it was dropped at one point. So it has this hairline crack that runs in here. And it's not up on the rim, but it kind of, on the back side of it, it is a little bit. Then it's got this chip right here on it. And you can, of course, see it here. And, it's got the staining in there from where dirt and stuff over time's gotten under there, under the, between the glaze and the crack and everything. And so it's stained. But, it's otherwise okay. It's stable. If you're gentle with it, this will still last a long time. And the thing is with pieces like these, they're thinner, sort of. And, they're German pieces, and they've got some age to them. And so to find them in perfect condition with no issues is great, especially if there's no fade to the gold and all that stuff, especially if they're hand painted. Look for that. But, otherwise, these were pretty common. They were mass produced and everything. So they're good quality, but they're not like the best quality. Okay. A lot of companies at this time did these Beehive Marks to, let's just say it to some degree to like mislead buyers to think that it was like Vienna porcelain. Okay. So, but these were, I think, Prussia, actually. They are, okay. So Erdmann Schlegelmilch Porcelain Factory, Seoul, Germany. And this factory in particular was in operation from 1881 to 1938. And that mark was used from 1900 to 1938. So the Schlegelmilch factories, those are the RS Prussia. So you'll find RS Prussia, RS Germany, RS Seoul, Tillowitz, all those kinds of things. But this was known as the Beehive or the Bindenschild mark. The Beehive Mark, easily ID'd because of the dot at the bottom and used frequently on mythical, classical, or allegorical scenes with borders typically colored wine, dark gray, or cobalt. So just a little additional information, on those pieces. But I got those at an estate sale, and it was an estate sale, like I went in person to. And they were sitting there, and I imagine nobody was picking them up because of that damage. And, I think I got the set for $5 or $10. I don't remember now, but it was $5 or $10. This is, 2-3 years ago. And so it was the last day of the estate sale, and I'd gone in, and they were just sitting there, and I thought, they're still really beautiful. And even if somebody gets them and doesn't really intend to use them, you still could. But even if somebody doesn't intend to use them, they'd still look beautiful sitting like in a china cabinet and things like that, display pieces and stuff. So I figured, well, they're worth more than the $5 or $10 that I paid. So I went ahead and got them. I'm not sure what they'll do. I plan on selling them separately. Well, not like the cream and sugar and then the teapot. And I just think maybe shipping wise, that would maybe be easier. And, then if somebody wants the teapot or, not the other, whatever, but I'll list them on Niknax and eBay, I think. And we'll see how they do. I'm not sure. I'll try to find some comps and put up here. I'm not sure price-wise what I would end up getting for them. Of course, that damage will affect the value of the cream and sugar set, but I still think, again, that they probably are worth more than $5 or $10. So, you know, I'm okay with that. And I think I'd rather save them and send them to somebody who will enjoy them, display them, use them, whatever, and let them have the life they deserve, because they're beautiful pieces. They're beautiful pieces. They're not the top quality, you know, worth thousands of dollars pieces. No, of course not, but they're still gorgeous. So why not? All right, guys, this last piece here is Bohemian, like cut to clear glass. And it is this purple, or amethyst, if you wanted to say, cut to clear. And you can definitely see that on there. It's not marked. Not that I can find anyway. No chips, no cracks, no damage to it that I know of. I have searched this thing. You always want to be careful because you just never know. I mean, typically these don't have a whole lot of problem, but you know, anytime you got like the sawtooth ridge and things like that, you always really got to check them over. And these things can be tricky because all these facets make it hard to tell. But no damage on it. All right, now Dr. Lori would tell you that noise means nothing. And, you know, it can sound good to some people, can sound good to others, or bad to others. But, you know, and I would agree with that to a certain extent, but I do definitely hear a difference. The more lead that's in glass than not. And, you know, so in my experience, something that gives a ring like that probably is lead. So, cut to clear, Bohemian glass, crystal bowl. I couldn't find any current comps on eBay for it. Not in this color, not in this exact, you know, design and everything. But I did pull some that were at least, you know, similar idea, and figured I'd show those to you guys just so you kind of had an idea on it. You know, pieces like this can sell for good money. What this exact one will, I don't know. I'm going to list it on eBay and Niknax. It's a heavy piece. I wouldn't, you know, and it's kind of large, so I wouldn't really want to do whatnot for it necessarily just because of that. I want to say it was like a 9.5 inch diameter, but, and like 7 inch or so tall, I think. But really beautiful, beautiful piece. The fact that it has no damage has me giddy as all get out. I was surprised. Online, I was finding, or on eBay, I was finding a lot of the blue, the cobalt, the ruby red, the green even. And for purple, I could hardly find anything. So, I don't know. Maybe nobody likes purple. I think it's beautiful. I love the purple. I absolutely love it. All right, guys. I'm going to take you on upstairs now, and we'll go to the dining room and take a look at what I've got set out for my whatnot sale. All right, guys, the lighting will probably not be very good in here right now, but that's okay. I wanted to show you a few of the pieces that I will be adding in for tonight. And like I said, Valentine's Day is coming up, and I thought, you know, I'll pull out a little bit of the jewelry and bring up here. So this is a vintage Ronte of Hollywood filigree pendant with simulated emerald stone. So I know the gold chain in here does have a little bit of tarnish to it, but you know, cool piece. Still has the original box and everything. This one here is just really pretty. I think this is icing, is what the hang tag on it had said, was icing, but still in good shape. No tarnish or anything to it. It's very boho style. And then this one is as well. I don't know the brand of this one. I'm trying to get it where you guys can see it. So it just has all these little different pendants and flowers, you know, things on it, like enameled stuff. It's really long. I want to say it was close to a 30-inch long, you know, total length chain. Then I have this little guy here. He's like a little pendant for a necklace, silver colored with clear rhinestones, and there's the back of him. He's not marked, so I'm not sure who made him, but I figured he'd be a cool like giveaway, so I plan on having him in there tonight. This here also, I was planning on doing probably as a giveaway. And then I've got this pen here, and it does work. I don't think there's any jewels missing. It's got like this necklace chain piece on it here. And then I've got this one here, which again, I'm not sure who made this one. It's not terribly old. Definitely a newer piece. And I think the clasp, this part right up here, probably would have had another like one of these orangey jewels in it or something. But the jewels for the necklace itself are all there. Oh, that's right. This one is, where's it at? SNK. And I haven't stopped to look up what SNK is. If anybody knows, drop it in the comments, but I'm not sure. These, I think, you know, they're like cabochon, made to look like agates, but I don't believe they are. I think they're plastic ones. And then these are, you know, the little rhinestones on them, like tangerine sort of color. So I figured we'd add that on. And then I had another book I was gonna add on. This is a Miller's Collecting Pottery and Porcelain book. This is an excellent book. Still has its dust jacket and everything. It's in really good shape. I don't think there were any marks or missing pages or anything like that. Really cool book. At least when it was first came out, it was $20, man. But I think this one, so copyright 1997 and reissued in 2001. So it's technically vintage, but I figured we'd add that one in. And then this one here's a good one too. It's Collector's Encyclopedia of Limoges Porcelain by Mary Frank Gatson. And this one, I think was the 90s. Yeah, copyright 1992, updated 1994, values updated. So, and again, I don't think there were any like issues, no missing pages, pen marks, anything like that. But a really good Limoges reference and resource, and you know, goes through history and all that kind of stuff. And I love getting these kinds of books, kind of like that R.S. Prussia book I had a little bit ago that I showed. So, and then we've got, you know, oh, I added this guy in up here. Again, Valentine's Day is coming up, so I figured we'd add him in, run him starting at $1. I was running kind of everything starting at $1 the other night, and I doubt I'll do that tonight. I'm sure some things will, you know, start at $1 or so, but I don't know if we'll go $1 tonight or not, but thought I would come up and show you guys a little bit. I had added these things in. I think I kind of showed them to you briefly in the last video. I actually really like this one. You know, I'm not typically big on souvenir plates and stuff, but I love the mold on it, and it's still in perfect condition. No chips or cracks. There's not even wear to it, but I really like the picture on it. Thought that was really cool. And this one here, I imagine this is either the basin to a mini pitcher, or, and I kind of think it was probably an ashtray, would be my guess. But no damage to it. A little fruit bowl here. And I don't know if this is Japan or if this is, you know, because I have some that look just like this that are German. So same thing with this. So not marked. Does have not a crack to the bowl, but a crack to the glaze there. That's stained. Gold stenciling, and I think those are peaches, and a plum over there. Peaches, plums, maybe a pear, I don't know. Just a fruit bowl. And then this, I think, is fantastic. And it's from, is it Booger or Booger Boger, I don't know, Hollow of Arkansas. Souvenir. Behind every successful man stands a woman telling him that he is wrong. I know. And then there's whatever thing they used to hang it with originally. But I love the rolling pin. It's like almost a thread, I think. And then this cute little one. My house is small, no mansion for a millionaire, but there is room for love and there is room for friends. That's all I care. And I don't know if this one was marked. Looks like the remnants of a sticker, probably like an UNESCO or something sticker. This one here has the Lord's Prayer on it. Tiny little trinket dish. And same thing here, you know, see how those kind of match? Sort of. I mean, one's fruit and one's floral, but like the leaf veins and stuff on it. Here is a sun catcher. He's shining up a little bit better in the video today. And this one here. And both of these pieces have, you know, a tiny bit of paint missing or enamel, whatever it is they use on there. But, you know, not bad. Not bad. And then this, again, I don't think it is actual agate. I don't know. It just, maybe it is. It just feels like, or maybe it is, and then they have like a resin coating on the top. Is that what they did? Maybe that is a little slab of, because it does feel like stone on here, but it feels like resin on here. So I think that's what they did. But I don't know. Just a cool piece. So I thought I'd show you guys what all I had out. All right, guys, I think that is it for right about now. Hope to see you at my sale tonight. It's at 7 o'clock. I'm going to do my best to get this video up in the next hour or so, and hopefully give everybody a chance to see it. But 7 o'clock over on Whatnot. Feel free to come over, just hang out, just watch, just sit and, you know, enjoy the chit chat, the witty banter that occurs. But it's a lot of fun, and I like interacting with everybody. It's been a really good time so far. I've really enjoyed it. And like I said in the beginning of the video, I just recently signed up to be a Whatnot ambassador. And so I've got some like referral links and stuff in the video description, and I'll be doing some videos like specifically about Whatnot and selling on Whatnot and buying on Whatnot. And I'll have some of those coming up real soon. But definitely go check it out. If you haven't checked out Whatnot, definitely go check it out. It's a lot of fun. I've really been enjoying it so far, like genuinely been enjoying it. And I don't know, if you watch my previous videos when I suggest things and stuff, I do it only for things that I personally use or enjoy. And I'm not a fan of pushing things that I don't like. So far I'm really liking it, guys. You know, I've had some technical difficulties and things like that with it. And, you know, maybe we'll talk more about that in another video, but I'm still excited about it. And I think all that will work out, and I'm excited for where it goes. So come hang out tonight. Link will be in the description, and I'd love to see you there.
Time's limited, so you must listen carefully. We're all locked in now. You're safer here than any place else. Now just lock yourself in and keep quiet. We can create a perfect world in our heads.